Hey everyone, this is Michael Brook from Rapid Couples Counseling. This video is entitled Metaprograms and Their Importance in Relationships. Now, the idea of a metaprogram is a way of processing information, a way of viewing the world that occurs in a particular way. Metaprograms are set up as a way of automating the information processing we get in from the world and how we automatically respond to them. Different people, through their experiences in childhood and their natural genetic predisposition, find ways of filtering and processing the information from the world and responding in specific stereotypical ways. Now, there are a lot of different metaprograms. Let me go through a couple of them for you. Well, first one is optimist versus pessimist. One person might see the world optimistically, might see the best in life and the best in people. Other people might see the world from a pessimistic perspective, seeing the worst in life and seeing the worst in people. That might be one example of metaprograms. Now, typically metaprograms are like paired between a continuum. There's one end of the scale and there's the other end. Yeah. Now, most people often exist in the middle of the continuum of the metaprogram. Another example of a metaprogram is someone who has towards and away from motivation. So one person might be towards motivation, as in they move strongly towards the things they want. The other might be away from, where they move strongly away from the things they don't want. That's another example. Another example might be where people get their energy from. So typically introvert versus extrovert. Some people might be strongly introverted. They like to get their energy from themselves and from time by themselves. And the other person might be extrovert. They might get their energy from being around other people. So these are just three examples of different metaprograms. Now, sometimes in relationships, people can have a relationship with someone who has some metaprograms that are different. It's okay for there to be some metaprograms that are different. But if you're in a relationship with someone and you have a very, very large number of different metaprograms, then that will be a cause of perpetual conflict. And it's really useful when you're dating someone to filter out or to see if you have similar metaprograms. I highly recommend people doing a study of metaprograms to see both how they process the world, how they process information, to consider their innate ways of processing information and how that affects the results they're getting. Now, frequently with people who are in a relationship, having your partner with slightly different metaprograms can actually be beneficial for the relationship. So if one person's highly optimistic, well, they might get sucked into a whole heap of scams. If one person's pessimistic, well, they probably won't get into sucked in a lot of scams. They might also miss out some opportunities for business or investment that they might not get into. So having people with different metaprograms can actually be a positive. But if that's going on, you need to be able to tolerate each other's difference. This is particularly true for people who have different levels of extroversion, introversion. It's quite common for someone who is highly extroverted to be in a relationship with someone who's highly introverted. It's very, very common. Now, at the beginning of a relationship, that's a positive, but towards, plus 5, 10 years, that can end up being really negative. So you need to be able to balance and recognize that just because your partner responds to the world, has different metaprograms, different ways of filtering information, that doesn't mean you can't love them or be loved by them or have a great relationship with each other. You just need to tolerate each other's difference and see that your partner's difference can be a strength for the relationship and not a weakness. So I hope this has helped. I highly recommend people studying metaprograms. And Wyatt Woodsmall wrote a book called Figuring People Out, which is written about metaprograms. I highly recommend that book. I hope this has helped. If you are struggling with difference in your relationship, please give me a call on 0432 681 321. There's a booking link in the description if you'd like to book in for a session. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to making more positive content for you shortly. Thanks very much. Bye.